bonjour YouTube, j'espère que vous êtes tous très bien, que vous avez passé une bonne soirée hier, que tout se passe bien pour vous, vous êtes bien réveillés. Moi j'ai eu du mal à me réveiller, hein. J'ai vraiment eu du mal, le rhume pèse fort là actuellement. J'ai failli me dire, ouais non, peut-être streamer plus tôt cet après-midi, mais en fait finalement non, malheureusement j'ai pas le choix, donc on est là ce matin pour continuer Slay the Princess. Et ce qu'on va faire, c'est qu'on va continuer à faire des embranchements et tout ça, et essayer de voir du coup différentes fins et tout ça. Du coup, j'étais en train de regarder vite fait de mon côté, justement, les différents trucs de la galerie qu'il fallait faire. Et comme j'avais trouvé quelque chose qui pouvait m'aider justement à trouver comment le faire, bah on va le faire. Alors ça, pour le coup, enfin celui-là plutôt. Celui-là pour le coup, je sais pas encore exactement comment le faire, mais ça doit être lié à une fin bien précise. Enfin du coup à l'accès à un chapitre 2 bien précis. Mais pour le coup, celui-là, j'ai vu justement un truc pour pouvoir le faire. Donc on va aller voir ça. Hop là. Alors. Bon, c'est en anglais, donc du coup je vais devoir devoir traduire, mais bon, c'est pas grave. Alors. Du coup, ce qu'il faut faire, on y va, c'est parti. Hop là, hop là. On continue. Let's go. Alors je sais plus à combien de runs on a fait, mais on est peut-être pas loin de la fin. On avance vers le chalet.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost
Je pense
entirely
qu'ils ont
bare.
cassé quelque chose dans le jeu. Ça fait plusieurs fois qu'ils font des petites mises à jour. Et normalement, quand on n'active rien à ce niveau-là, le jeu est censé en fait nous faire passer tous les dialogues qu'on a déjà vus. Et pour le coup, là, il les passe pas. Avec le couteau.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Ou alors les mises à jour font réinitialiser à chaque fois en fait ce qu'on n'a pas vu. En termes de dialogue, donc du coup on est obligé de tout se retaper. Alors, on descend les escaliers.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist. She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill
Alors.
me or something?
Ok, donc il faut que... J'espère qu'on va bien réussir.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tight.
Oh? No talking. I'm probably chained up in the space, so you
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
Alors... On va continuer à faire ça. Pas question de poser dans la lame. Ouais.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever.
Mais ils ne disent pas d'oxyre la princesse. Ils auraient pu mettre plus de cheminement dans le truc. Dans les petits textes. Parce que du coup, le truc, c'est descendez au sous-sol avec le couteau. Gardez vos nerfs et demandez au narrateur, vous êtes sûr qu'elle n'est pas armée. On n'avait pas eu, vous êtes sûr qu'elle n'est pas armée. Attendez. On reprend là. On avance vers le chalet. On prend la lame
You take the blade.
et on descend.
The door to the basement. Good.
Continuez
You're
l'escalier.
still listening to reason.
Euh... je- 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 Parce que justement, à un moment donné, je pense que... Prends le courage.
You step forward. Your grip on the blade tightens.
Oh? No talk. I'm probably chained up in. So.
She's unarmed.
Faut poser ça du coup peut-être. Sûr qu'elle est parée.
You go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Noxy la princesse.
You charge the princess blade.
On va voir si c'est ça.
hand, but you've already
Ça se trouve
lost
c'est
the
juste la
fight.
trad qui est un peu différente.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
La tour.
You're on a path.
Alors, attendez. Hop, souvenir. Alors. Ouais, non, c'était pas ça. Il me manque un truc. Il manque un truc, il manque un truc. C'était pas ça, on l'a pas eu. En tout cas, je pense pas. Après, on est revenu à la tour, donc peut-être qu'il y a des trucs qu'on peut avoir. Hmm. Alors. Voyons voir. Faisons des essais. Voilà. Alors. Voyons voir ça. Ok. Bon, là, ça m'a l'air faisable.
If you don't,
On était déjà venu. Avancer vers le chalet. Là, il faut refuser, 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 refuser.
warning, before you go
Et la
any
tue.
further. She will lie. We might as well just. Can we tone down the pessimism? I'm not being a pessimist. You're being annoyed. Just. I agree. Rest. So please. If
On est
that's
dans le
what you
chalet.
want.
On a déjà vu la tour, hein. C'est pas la première fois qu'on fait cette, ce second
The interior
chapitre-là.
of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The blade is your Why do we feel we don't?
Prendre la lame
You take the blade.
et on descend sous sol.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. It's, this is actually, it's still a stone base. Her booming voice rolls up.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
We need to get down there. She wants us. Should we? It doesn't.
Allez, on continue.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. The chain is nothing to her.
Mm-hmm.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you... Drop it.
On renforce votre prise sur l'âme.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Non.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this. You should be the first. You're the only one I trust to deal with. Then you shouldn't have trusted us. He's being melodramatic, but that's...
Oui, on l'arrête ça. On sait. Alors. Non.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters.
Je veux dire non.
Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
Il est chiant lui.
No
Il m'a dit non.
I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
On peut pas mettre non. On peut rien faire. Comment ça? Bon bah je ramasse la lame, je crois, j'ai pas le choix.
Reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't
Est-ce que ça a un rapport avec le...
Okay, yeah.
avec les fins que j'ai déjà pu faire? Je ne sais pas.
We were probably gonna stand.
Alors que j'essaie de voir vite fait un truc. Ok. On verra du coup ce que j'aurais eu.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this. Oh, we'll end this this all right?
Bon bah, ok.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your
J'ai pas eu le choix.
Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Ah, on peut... C'est bon, on peut choisir. En oxy.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry. Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her. It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it.
Il a pris son temps.
Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird, thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
En oxy, la princesse.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will. You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
En oxy.
Yes, though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this. You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her form.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something. I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ah, c'est pas fini.
On a path in the woods, and at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that? I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Exactly.
Alors, je vois un truc. On l'a déjà vu. Ah non, oh, tout est nouveau. Let's go.
Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us, and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs, so you'd better take things seriously.
Ok. Ok alors. Dans tous les cas, on dirait que les réponses à nos questions se trouvent à l'intérieur du chalet. Autant voir où ça nous mène.
Good, we're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining.
On est dans le chalet. Let's go.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's all. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Ok. On est censé s'il n'y a pas de porte. Prendre la lame.
You take the blade from the pedestal.
Déjà, on prend la lame.
It would be difficult to slay the
On
princess
verra
and
après
save
ce
the
qu'on fait.
world without a weapon. Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel.
Et on s'approche du miroir.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. Almost as if you don't see it. But you must, because it's right there in front of you. All we see is a damn mirror. It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean? Wipe what clean? The door? The mirror. What are you talking about? You're standing in front of a door. Whatever non-door thing you think you're looking at, it isn't real, because if it were real, I'd know about it. But it has to be real. It's right there.
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it. Nah, I'm with him on this
Ah, on
one.
peut le briser.
Smash it. Let's get violent already. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
On peut le fracasser. Est-ce qu'on le fracasse? On le fracasse.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat. see how you've soured my once divine melody.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination, and we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying, and we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important.
Let's go.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Ok. Qu'est-ce qui vous est arrivé? Attendez, nous ne sommes pas obligés d'en arriver là, je suis désolé. Je m'excuse. Non. Je vous en prie, écoutez-moi. Je vais en finir avec vous. Ouais. Moi je dis la défense. Moi je dis la défense. Je vais en finir avec vous.
You'll try. And that's what I've been so excited for. Let's hurt each other.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow. It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory. With a horrifying... No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that.
Attendez, parce que là... Historique. Il a dit quoi? Ok.
She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality.
You should all just be grateful she's decided to keep us alive. Even in her defilement, she is merciful.
We're not out for the count just yet.
Espèce de savant. Rendez-moi mes entrailles. Mais tu la dernière fois, je jure que tout c'est mes... Ah, vous comptez mettre mon affaire à 100 non, on est fait avorter avec moi. À quoi cette période de violence mène-t-elle? Continuez nous entretuer de toute façon. Les discussions avancées engagent le combat contre votre némésis. On va dire, espèce de sale voleuse, rendez-moi mes entrailles.
But the words don't leave your metaphorical mouth. Instead, all that leaves you is a wet and horrible gurgling as tissue vibrates out of place.
Ah, on peut pas parler.
Our metaphorical mouth.
You don't have the means to speak anymore, do you? How tragic. It is tragic though, isn't it? I'm not satisfied dividing fear and indignation from your eyes alone. A quivering mound of flesh is no companion.
She snaps her fingers, and the basic form of a vocal system assembles before you.
Now, little bird, what was it you wanted to tell me?
Je vous ai demandé de me rendre mes entrailles. S'il vous plaît.
Oh yes, because begging is going to help with this one.
It's better than the alternative. She's in control here. Without her mercy, there's nothing we can do.
I don't think she wants to give us mercy.
I didn't think I'd see you begging so quickly. How pathetic.
J'ai pas supplié, hein.
I might have even thought it was adorable, but all it does now is fill me with contempt.
Just submit already. What is there left for us to do?
Reprendre le contrôle de votre corps et se déchaîner sur votre ennemi.
Skin flayed and organs flapping, you charge towards the princess.
That's right. She'll never stop us.
Still, you defy your god. I've made the mistake of underestimating your resolve before. Never again.
As you swing for her heart, what's left of you explodes.
Ah.
So that's it. It's over, just like that.
Of course it's over. It's been over since the very first moment we laid eyes on her.
This is the final note of your discordant melody. You will not return again, because you will live in that single tone forever.
No! No! It's not over! We're a god killer! We've returned from death itself twice!
Didn't you hear her? We're not dead.
What's the difference? From many perspectives, there isn't one, but functionally, that is, from your perspective, the difference is massive. You are entirely laid bare, spread to each corner of the room, yet you are wholly aware of the state you're in, incapable of movement, but entirely capable of perception. In fact, perceiving your state is the only thing you can currently do. You are preserved, perfectly, in the amber of her torment.
We're more than this. We've lost bodies before. We just have to lose this one and make another.
Alors, comment est-ce qu'on est censé laisser tomber? Je ne peux rien faire, elle m'empêche. Ça n'arrange à rien. Ah. Ok, on renonce. Let's go.
Absolutely not. I refuse to let you just decide to die with your task unfinished. If you die here, the world is doomed.
Et vous périssez. Et à l'instant où vous perdez tout contrôle, ce qu'il reste de votre chair et votre sang se répand sur le sol. Pourtant, vous êtes encore là.
Your Honor, where the hell are you? Are you already at the princess?
Qu'est-ce que vous
This
faites?
place is different. Rotten. Death all around us. I want to go back.
Ok.
So you've returned already, and I remain here. Is this our final destination?
The princess tilts her head to look at you, and with a gesture, you are unwound. Again? Already?
Clearly, I left you with too much room last time. Perhaps this cell will hold you better.
You know what to do. Again.
Let's go! Vous abandonnez à nouveau votre corps. Une fois de plus, vous vous trouvez à la fois ici, mais également ailleurs.
Your Honor,
She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Ah mais du coup, il y a les voix qui arrivent.
Describes things. You better start saying what we do this time.
and what are you doing?
Attacking her, obviously.
Right. You charge towards the princess and...
There is no spark in you, only matter devoid of life.
you explode.
Again.
Et encore. Vous cessez de lutter. et revenez une nouvelle fois à la vie.
On a path.
We are not on a fucking path. I have no idea where we are. We're in the middle of a fight, so act like it.
So you are. Okay, you dive towards the princess and we're unwound. Yes, her head swivels creakily on her neck, fire in her eyes as your body unravels with blinding pain.
No. Again.
Encore. Vous ne possédez pas de corps, vous existez, vous renaissez.
You're on a-
No time. You narrate now.
Yes, of course. Pristine blade grasped firmly in your hands, you fly towards the princess before she can turn to face you. We might actually do it this time.
I can feel that body of yours slicing through the air. How many more times will I have to scatter you?
As she turns towards you, the very essence of your being begins to flake away. Your muscles, then organs, then nerves laid bare and screaming as the rest of you is stripped of substance. Oh, boo-hoo. It's just a body. It doesn't last. You are disintegrated. Everything goes dark.
Mais vous ne pouvez pas mourir, puisqu'il n'y a plus de vous.
How many times do I need to pulverize you before you finally understand? You are nothing. An empty void that dared to dream it was alive.
That feels right.
If we're nothing, then why are we still here?
Because we always have been. If we're nothing, then how can we do anything?
Ah, c'est bon,
Same
l'entité
way
arrive.
we always have. Being nothing has never stopped us. Now end this. End her.
You cannot win if you cannot be.
En finir. Une force prend pour cible le cœur explosé de la princesse. Des fragments issus d'un néant absolu.
How? I've scattered the atoms you clung to and there is nothing there to find. You can't exist.
It's over.
Oh, I think I understand you now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do the things I did to you. I don't think I knew what I was doing.
She sounds genuine. They always do in the end.
It's cold, but I'm going to be okay, right?
Vous n'avez pas l'occasion de répondre.
She's
Super.
gone. And there's that mirror.
S'approche du miroir. Let's go.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Fine.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the prince.
Ignore the cowards.
Let's go. On va pouvoir avoir une fin. Retrouvez de nouveau au cœur de la quiétude éternelle. Vous êtes au chalet.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Alors, c'est... ouais. Ah, on peut y retourner encore. Donc c'était pas la fin, c'était pas le dernier. Hein. Bon, on y retourne. Je suis prêt à y retourner.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we
Ah, le
want.
prochain par contre c'est le dernier.
I will be here, waiting for you.
Let's go. A Return Heart. Alors. Faut que je trouve... Voilà. Let's go. Pour l'instant, c'est bon.
You're on a path.
Alors, voyons les souvenirs. Non, on n'a pas réussi à faire ce que je voulais, quoi. Après, peut-être que le meilleur moyen, en fait, d'avoir tous ces trucs-là, c'est d'essayer, en fait, d'avoir accès à différents trucs. Finalement. Finalement. Donc on a eu ça. On a eu pas mal. Et la tour, du coup, on en a eu en plus. Ouais, et donc du coup, j'ai réussi à faire celui que je voulais, ici. C'est bien, super. Super. Alors... Oula. Ouf, petit lag. Euh... Ici, alors... On va voir. Hop. D'accord, alors ça va être pas beaucoup. Les guides, franchement, ils sont sympas, mais ils sont pas très explicites. Du coup, parce que pour avoir celui-là, comment on fait pour ne jamais la rencontrer? Comment on fait pour ne jamais la rencontrer, du coup?
You're here to slay her.
Attendez. On va déjà, hop, sauvegarder. Et on va refaire une save. Comme ça, s'il y a le moindre truc qui peut être différent. Hmm. Après, est-ce qu'il y a une fin peut-être là-dessus? Peut-être moyen d'avoir quelque chose. Euh... C'est quoi ça exactement? Hop. Voyons voir. Ok. On se casse.
Seriously? You're just going to.
On se casse. Je crois que c'est une chalet.
Fine. I suppose you just good. What we're being. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's straight. You're really. Your silence is deafening. But fine. You turn around and trek back down the. Oh, would you look at that?
Et ça, je dois rentrer en chalet. Hein. Et je crois que je vais partir dans une autre direction encore. Et je vais simplement marcher dans les bois jusqu'à ce que je trouve un moyen qui se sent.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much
Vous l'avez
everyone
pas fait
who's
celle-là.
ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. an infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do, otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Ah, let's go. Je sais pas comment ça se fait que là, ça ait changé finalement.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Ok, allons-y. Donc là, normalement, si je dis pas de bêtises. Voilà. Là, c'est cool. Avancer vers le chalet.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will... If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
On entre dans le chalet.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, not when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Ok. Bon, on va prendre la lame.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Euh... Hmm. On va tenir la dans
Switch
l'autre.
your grip on the blade. Congratulations.
Super.
Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really
Let's
doesn't
go.
matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Alors... Jeter la lame par la tête. Non, descends tout seul.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Merde, j'ai pas vu.
The path is cruel against your feet. The impact of each step sending
Ça c'est le problème, hein.
pulsing
Vraiment,
vibrations up
le
your
temps,
legs.
des fois il y a un blanc après certains dialogues, il est plus ou moins long à chaque fois, et quand il est court vraiment et que t'as envie juste de passer le dialogue,
The air around you grows
c'est
cold
chiant.
the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Alors. Hmm. Mhm. Je suis désolé, je n'avais pas réalisé que j'étais là.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching you stare at me for a long, long time.
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. I don't think she likes us. Wouldn't you be skeptical of someone stumbling in here if you were her? We lost ourselves the second we stepped into this place. I don't know how long she's been here, but I can't imagine it would be easy for her to trust anyone. Those eyes, though. They're so sharp. It's just...
How strange. So, why are you here?
C'est chiant, le dialogue était encore très court. Donc, quand j'ai appuyé, ça passait directement le dialogue d'après. Alors. Par contre, ça semble vraiment trompeuse, ne vous laissez pas abuser. Vous pouvez le faire.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until... Until? It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan! Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Alors. Là, si ça se trouve, on a réussi pour une bonne raison. Là, on va présenter une menace. Oula, c'est quoi cette histoire? Oh, il y a un bug. Il y a un bug sur celui-là. Oh là là. Oh là. Votre présence, c'est étoffé.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do while chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? You would always start by stabbing her. Which her? Any of them. I don't know about you, but I'm sure glad we took that knife with us. I can't believe someone suggested you toss it out the window. Can you imagine? I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Alors... Ah non, c'est encore bugué. Comment vous appelez-vous?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really. You can call me Princess, if you'd like. Princess.
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
Ok. J'ai eu une expérience étrange en venant ici, comme si j'avais été déchiré puis rapiécé. Est-ce que vous savez ce qui m'est arrivé?
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you?
Mhm. Ça se trouve, on vous a enfermé ici pour une bonne raison. Apparemment, vous reprenez... Encore poser la question. Si ça se trouve, on vous a enfermé ici pour une bonne raison. Est-ce que vous savez pourquoi vous êtes dans ce sous-sol?
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster. And the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do?
Salut Mélie, comment ça va?
Be a right choice when all of them are so different.
On continue Slay the Princess. On a fait un run tout à l'heure et là on va faire le 5e run et donc on va arriver sur la fin normalement, une seconde fin.
If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one.
Oh pas tout de suite, t'inquiète pas.
And that option is slaying her.
Le truc c'est que ça bug. Les deux choix, les trois choix sont... Après c'est peut-être fait exprès. Allons-y.
Wait, that's not right.
Ah c'est fait exprès. C'est pas un bug.
Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. All at once you charge forward, knife gleaming to slay the princess just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Alors... vous avez toute énergie, je vais faire de mon mieux. Pouf, elle est partie.
She's gone. And is that a...
Hop, s'approche du miroir.
This doesn't feel right. It feels... Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that.
Let's go. Voilà, ouais, vous finissez par le voir. Est-ce que vous êtes moi?
You know what I
Ah.
am.
Ah oui, là on peut lui parler. On avait déjà fait ça aussi. Ouais, c'était très cool. C'était un run vraiment cool. On détruit le miroir. On lui a déjà tout posé comme question et tout. Y a pas de problème. Vous rendre au chalet une dernière fois. Rich et Vibrant Art. Ok. Je mets à jour ceci. Voilà. Alors. Là, hop. On va voir la fin qu'on peut faire.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Euh... Euh... Alors, d'abord. Mhm. Oh, j'ai envie de tenter de faire cette fin-là. Ah non, c'est pas, ça va être facile de le faire comme ça, évidemment. Ok. Ah, attendez. Il y a plein de fins différentes, alors du coup... Celle-là que je regarde bien. Comment on l'a... Alors... Ah si, non, ça a l'air d'être faisable. Pourquoi j'ai mal lu du coup ce truc-là? C'est quoi cette histoire? Ah, y a moyen. Que fait-on maintenant?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Alors... On peut l'oxyre. Je pense qu'il est temps pour nous de quitter cet endroit, mais je ne sais pas comment y est. On l'oxy. Let's go.
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it.
When masses mob you, there is no beginning, there is no end, and there is no end. Only the flood of there is only the flood of bodies. You hold every possible sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. Sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. But in the end, you reflected it back at you. For a brief moment, both of us were everything. We can be everything again. We can weave a beautiful and endless song.
Des faits sont autorisés, faire son indépendance. Ah, parce que du coup, il nous repose des questions. Défense son autorité, depuis on a réussi. Je ne céderai pas à la violence. C'est moi qui ai commencé. On n'a pas besoin de vous.
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you. Is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with? A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that fear it.
Défier son autorité. Faire croire que le monde existait sans vous. Rien de ça pour non. Fermez votre indépendance. Let's go.
Have you? Or is what you think of as independence merely an illusion? Without me, you can have no contrast. And without contrast, you have no shape. That cold fire has left your eyes. Are you finally willing to listen? The sensation of bleeding and sweating and breaking and mending and dying and living comes back in vivid color. You feel the shame of 100 deaths and the pride of 100 conquests. All of the peaks and valleys weaving themselves into a single tapestry, free of beginning and free of end. Do you remember when we killed each other with such fervent passion that death itself no longer sat on our shoulders?
Alors, définitivement. Continue d'affirmer son indépendance. On continue d'affirmer notre indépendance.
Time you spent away from me is still time spent in reference to me. Even then, both of us are more than our bodies. Am I not in the trees? Am I not in the cabin? Am I not in you? A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead, and alive and dead, all at once. You learn to put yourself away, and in your stillness you rose above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives. And yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
Alors... Je continue à affirmer mon indépendance.
You place far too much trust into the ravings of a fearful and ignorant soul who overstepped his bounds. Shivering passes through me as unseen fingers dance across your skin. I remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they don't return it.
I offer you as solution, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
Je continue d'affirmer mon indépendance. Let's go.
Intent is nothing. Wisdom is everything. I turn the wheel because suffering is a falsehood, a delusion. It is up to the world to free itself of it. Would you plunge yourself into a cold and empty eternity on faith alone? Would you destroy the only other thing like you to save a world you've never seen?
Au moment où est la princesse se détend. Elle vous sourit là où elle se tient. Cette pause est la bienvenue. D'accord.
Are you still committed to my destruction, or has your resolve started to waver?
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. You cannot remove something without removing the relations which define it. To destroy what you perceive as evil is to damn everything you perceive as good. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Alors, je croyais... Auxir la princesse. Vous êtes la crotte incarnée. On a plusieurs choix pour la Auxir. On va dire, je dois me battre pour un monde meilleur.
Then try to destroy me if you can. But I will not yield easily to your delusion.
You don't have to face her alone. Apparently that's not true, but we can worry. You'll never be able to strike a decisive blow from out here.
Ok.
There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began.
Là on est sur la fin.
I can take you there.
En gros, une fois qu'on a fait 5 runs, du coup qui nous a donné 5 princesses différentes, on a du coup une fin avec l'entité. Et là on est en train d'essayer d'avoir une des fins du jeu qui est du coup de la
Let's
battre.
make this quick.
Je suis prêt.
Let's go.
Let's go. Et l'objectif, c'est de la battre.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
Prendre la dame.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us...
On descend sous sol.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
Let's go.
And there you are, knife in hand. That sight brings me back. You're going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me. You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
On l'oxy.
So this is it then. Let's see
go.
this through.
So, that's how it is. Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Vous clignez des yeux et la princesse disparaît. Un léger sentiment de mélancolie pèse sur votre cœur. Voilà donc ce qu'il vous reste d'elle. La princesse et vous est issue d'un événement particulièrement brutal, une scission léguant à chacun de vous un fragment de l'autre. En l'anéantissant pour de bon, vous avez également annihilé une partie de vous-même. Mais le monde a résisté et continue de tourner.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back. Is that
Ah!
metaphor, or are you being literal? It doesn't matter, we don't need to linger down here anymore.
C'est
Let's get
toujours chiant.
going.
Du coup, on a fait un choix, j'ai pas vu ce que c'était. Sortir du chalet. Vous remontez les escaliers. Et laissez le sous-sol derrière vous. Enfin, vous sortez du
It's
chalet.
quiet here.
Le sentier et les bois alentours sont tels une toile vierge. Mais au-delà, un tout autre panorama s'offre à vous. Tels sont les fruits de votre labeur. Un monde où la mort a disparu. Vous libérez. Le corps d'une ancienne créature sort de son hibernation. Une sensation jusqu'alors inimaginable envahit vos membres. Tout ce qui se trouve ici fait partie de vous. Vous sentez vos ailes, dont l'envergure est celle d'une galaxie. Vous recroquevillez extrêmement douloureuse dans cette dimension étriquée. Le verre de votre cage se referme sur vous. Vous vous en serrez de tous côtés et par tous les angles possibles. Vous le repoussez de toutes vos forces. Mais le verre résiste.
He's gone, she's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Ouvrez votre cœur et déployez votre nouveau royaume. La tension se libère d'un seul coup. Le verre se brise. Vous êtes libre. Et devant vous s'étale l'immensité infinie de la réalité. Une nouvelle réalité absolue, façonnée par votre propre volonté après un interminable cycle de massacres où vous avez dû vous salir les mains à d'innombrables reprises. Mais dans ce nouveau monde, le sang ne sera plus
It's
versé.
finally over, isn't it? But all of us are still here.
I knew we'd finally see it through. All it takes to be a winner is grit and determination.
We really did win, didn't we? We're the house now. We get to make the rules. This is nice. No more hunting. No more running. Just us. And whatever's out there.
Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him?
The whispering and the coercion and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive has stopped. I could get used to this.
That wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now. I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable.
Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it.
Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better.
Hear, hear, to our vanquished foe.
It's good to be back. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem. We can do that, yeah? Yeah. We can do that.
Voilà, nouvelle fin, super. Hop là. Hop là, let's go. C'est super. C'est super, c'est super. Ah, là. Ok. 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 Super. Alors, les souvenirs. Ah oui, on a réussi à avoir celui-là. Par contre, celui-là, j'ai toujours pas réussi à l'avoir. C'était, ouais, la fin la plus simple. L'autre qu'on avait fait était beaucoup plus longue. Et il nous en reste encore une, deux, trois, quatre. Encore quatre grosses fins comme ça. Là, il nous reste encore des trucs à avoir. Là, on a tout vu ici. Et ici, il nous reste encore des trucs à voir justement avec les différentes fins. Je pense qu'il faut justement faire les différentes fins pour pouvoir les voir. Alors, le plus intéressant, ce serait d'essayer d'avoir les différents trucs qu'on n'a pas eu. Parce qu'il nous reste plein de choses à avoir et tout ça, mais il y a moyen peut-être d'essayer d'avoir cela. Alors, déjà, c'est plutôt ça. Euh, euh, Parce que le problème là-dedans, c'est que les trophées en fait les trophées PlayStation et les succès Steam sont pas les mêmes. Et donc du coup, il y a par exemple pour ceci un total de 4, 6, 8, 9. Ouais, je dirais, ouais, 9, 9 trophées, enfin 9 succès Steam liés à ça, pour les différents embranchements, etc. Le truc, c'est que dans ces embranchements-là, il doit aussi y avoir du coup les embranchements où on passe à un troisième chapitre. Voilà. Donc du coup c'est un peu chiant. On sait pas exactement lesquels vont où et lesquels font quoi. Le problème c'est que on en a eu un. On a eu un avec la bête. Mais il reste encore beaucoup de choses à faire. Alors... Est-ce que... Ah, ah. D'accord, celui-là je crois comment on va pouvoir l'avoir. On va tenter d'avoir celui-là. C'est parti. Alors. Allons-y. Alors là par contre évidemment il faut refaire une nouvelle partie.
You're on a path in the woods.
Tac 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 tac. On va vers le chalet. On entre dans le chalet. Et on entre dans le sous-sol sans le couteau.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase
Alors.
faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. Her voice.
Ok. Alors ça c'est des trucs qu'on a déjà fait. Alors, ne lui dites pas que vous êtes là pour la sauver. Donc on va juste dire bonjour.
Be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy.
Alors on va passer les dialogues parce qu'en fait on peut plus passer les dialogues avec la touche. Je sais pas si c'est à cause des mises à jour ou quoi que ce soit mais... On passer comme ça puisqu'on a déjà fait une run comme ça. Il faut juste ne pas lui dire. Hein. Prenons un peu le temps de discuter.
Okay.
Prenons un peu le temps de discuter. Alors. Alors. Comment vous appelez-vous?
Oh,
She pauses.
you can address me as...
Is Prince...
Donc princesse, c'est votre nom.
Like I said, you can call me Princess.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've...
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're...
Je ne sais rien de vous, mais j'imagine qu'on vous a enfermé ici pour une bonne raison.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is.
You have...
Vous n'avez personne, hein, quand avez-vous fait pour vous nourrir?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen. Okay, but actually...
Oh, oui, ici, on est... Ouais, on peut pas prendre le risque de vous prendre... Alors en fait là ce qu'il faut... Je sais pas exactement ce qu'il faut faire. Vraiment on a juste comme indication entrer dans le sous-sol sans le couteau, ça c'est fait. Ne lui dites pas que vous êtes là pour la sauver. Ça c'est fait aussi. Mais le truc c'est qu'à ce moment-là en fait, à un moment donné, en faisant certains choix, le narrateur est censé te balancer la lame, si on l'avait vu. Et donc c'est à ce moment-là qu'il faut tenter de la tuer mais qu'il faut abandonner. Si j'examine les chaînes... Peut-être mieux comme ça.
Only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
You're making a huge... No. You're doing the right. Walk up to the chains, binding... They're large and heavy. Far too solid for you to even imagine.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away...
Je vais aller voir.
Okay.
On va voir si c'est ça.
Here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out. Is someone else here? You try the door.
On redescend.
And you're here to... You make your way to easier for who? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of...
She barely hesitates
Elle se souffle le bras.
as she rips her flesh from
Ah voilà, c'est
The
bon.
sound comes from behind you. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free. You won't like what...
Et là, du coup, il faut oxyre la princesse.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Fine. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your blade cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give up.
Merde, j'ai pas le choix.
Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your
Normalement, on est censé abandonner.
as well. your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Ah bah... Mais abandonné. On a abandonné.
Are you serious? As what's left of your blood pools around you on the cobblestone floor, the blade falls from your trembling hands and clatters uselessly against the ground. I suppose you simply lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner of the room. Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking and curious as you bleed out. We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, they'll kill her before she can reach the outside world.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
This is the end, isn't it? Before you can answer, everything goes dark and you die.
Let's go. C'est bon, on est sur le bon chapitre. On est bien.
You're on a path in the woods.
Et donc maintenant,
And you're here.
on retourne au chalet.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
Alors. Non, alors ce qu'on essaie de faire, c'est une fin qui est liée du coup à ce chapitre-là. On est bien sur la bonne fin. Et c'est lié à ce chapitre. Donc on va bien voir un petit peu si on arrive à... Ah non, je croyais qu'on avait eu un autre truc, mais... C'est jamais. Allons-y, on entre dans le chalet. Donc alors, il faut entrer dans le chalet avec ou sans le couteau. Pour rentrer sans le couteau. On descend.
Do you think we can talk our way out of this? I don't think she wants to talk. I guess we'll just have to trust that we made
Alors on descend.
It'll still be here if the door
Après, il faut lui dire qu'elle est enchaînée et qu'on est en sécurité.
It's still the air seeping up from below is oddly. She growls.
I can smell.
She sounds almost impatient. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess.
Ça a pas l'air d'être juste une princesse, non?
It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters her shining eyes appear between.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Alors, pour aller où? Les toits chez nettoyant. On t'est attaqué. Mais du coup, c'est ça. Ils disent qu'elle est enchaînée, vous êtes donc en sécurité.
We're not. Move.
Mais du coup là... Nous n'avons pas besoin de nous entretuer, vous en avez conscience. Peut-être dire ça.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous, the princess, lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping,
her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her... I guess that's it then. Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around
Après,
you.
je sais pas s'il fallait se faire bouffer.
Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than...
You spoke when you needed to act.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts...
When I killed you, I tried to leave,
The flame...
but you...
Ça rappelle quelque chose.
But even...
Gravity.
And then it was... I learned...
Does that work? Do you really? We don't have...
On a déjà fait ça. Où vous en allez? On peut dire qu'elle est partie. Bon bah, j'ai compris, vous pouvez partir.
Oh, can I?
The click of what you presume to be a door ripples through the layers of suffocating flesh.
That wasn't so hard.
You feel her take another massive step, and then another, and then it's gone quiet, hasn't it?
Les murs de chair autour de vous s'agitent, puis vous traversez un tunnel humide avant d'être éjecté dans le néant.
I guess I don't need you to be a part of me. How lucky for you.
Ok.
This place is cold.
Ah, pas sûr. Pas sûr. Celle-là, cette fin-là, je l'avais pas eue, en tout cas. On va voir si c'est bien celle-là.
She's gone. Is that a...
C'est l'approchant du miroir.
This doesn't feel...
Est-ce que c'est bien celui-là? Attendez. C'est vers le chalet. L'approcher.
Something finds me.
Ah là là. Ah, je peux peut-être tenter de... Attendez. Je fais plusieurs trucs en même temps, mais... Ne vous inquiétez pas. On tente des trucs. Alors. Ah, non, j'ai raté du coup un truc pour l'une des fins. Ok. Je comprends. Super. Que fait-on maintenant?
Nothing, as we are. There is no egg. Bring me.
Ok.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You will.
C'est bon, j'ai eu la bonne. J'ai eu ce que je cherchais. Super. Alors, maintenant... On retourne là. D'accord. Mhm. Ça va être... Ah, à moins que c'est le nom d'un truc. Attendez. Oh oui. Comment on y arrive? Alors... Alors, attendez. c'est peut-être prisonnier du coup. La route là. Hop. Alors, je regarde un petit peu. D'accord. Donc il faut bien avoir ça. Bien, c'est tout petit. Euh... D'accord. C'est un peu chiant parce que du coup, ils ont pas les mêmes noms en plus. C'est. Ce qu'on a là. Ouais, déjà.
You're on a path.
Hop. Peut-être mieux avec un peu de musique. Alors. C'était ça. Hop. Hop, 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 hop. Quelques fins en plus, ouais. Ah oui, c'est ça en fait. Avec la bête. Ah, pas de souci. À la prochaine. Là, c'était devenu. Avec du coup la bête, on peut atteindre ça. Et nous, on avait du coup atteint ça, justement. Cette fin-là. Donc là, l'objectif, ça serait de faire celle-là. Plusieurs heures dans ce monde comparable à une prison, rien ne vous empêche de repartir les mains vides. Alors. Euh... Euh... Compliqué. Disons que très concrètement, les solutions sont pas très explicites sur ce qu'il faut faire. Euh... Est-ce qu'on a peut-être pas un truc comme ça qui pourrait voir un petit peu? Non, ça c'est une grosse fin du coup. Ouais, non, c'est pas intéressant. Euh... Alors, peut-être que comme ça. Hein. Alors... J'ai rien, excusez-moi, je suis juste là, ne vous inquiétez pas. Hein. là, du coup, on a ça. Si... Ah, ça va peut-être être utile. C'est prisonnier. Ok. Ça peut peut-être être utile. Alors. On y va, c'est parti.
You're here to
Il
sleep.
faut quand même avoir 3 guides différents pour pouvoir faire ça. Bon, il y a un des guides, c'est juste pour du coup voir justement les différents éléments du truc, mais... Alors, on va au chalet.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning, she will lie. We're not gonna go through. Ignore him.
On entre. C'est parti. On prend la lame. Super.
You take the blade.
On descend.
The door to the base. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds. Don't let it.
On continue.
You're still listening to reason.
Ensuite... prendre le courage, du coup. Et avancer.
You step forward.
Ensuite... lâcher l'arme.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better we'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Alors... Moi je trouve qu'on a... Bon, si on discute ça...
I know.
Faut commencer.
Believe me.
And do you think
Ok, on a assez discuté.
You know.
Alors... je vais sortir d'ici. Let's go.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
Ok.
Bring the princess to the wall and give them. They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't
Maybe it's doubtful.
Alors... Je vais aller voir là-haut.
I'll be here.
You attempt someone.
Il y a rien, c'est fermé tout ça.
To the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
On sauve la princesse.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her, how is she so composed?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Let's go.
We won't have any as the princess. Wait, this isn't fair. You can watch me.
L'avertir.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body loves. Stop it.
Et on résiste.
The blade. Move the.
You're doing your best to. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward
Maybe I'll see you in another.
and then she slits your throat with an almost. Her face. This is the end.
Voilà.
It is.
On a atteint le chapitre normalement. Exactement, c'est ça. On a atteint le bon chapitre.
You're on a path
Alors.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
D'après ce
In
que
the
j'ai
basement
compris,
of that cabin is a princess. You're
d'après ce que j'ai
going to
compris
slay
maintenant.
her.
Après que
If you
ça,
don't,
et
it
donc
will
du
be
coup,
the end of the world.
il faut hop. Behead prisoners. Alors... Il y a plusieurs possibilités, on dirait. Alors... Ça a l'air d'être plutôt le premier. Hein. C'est vraiment... Ça a l'air d'être plutôt le premier. Attendez, je regarde aussi l'autre truc. Donc c'était... Parce que du coup... Tiens d'ailleurs c'est un truc que je voulais voir vite fait. Hop. C'était là-dessus. Ouais, ça suit. Il y en a en fait où on les fait tous d'un coup. Normalement c'est celui-là que je cherche à faire. Euh... Ah. Et donc en gros... En gros... C'est... Donc faut qu'elle se découpe elle-même. Allons-y. Euh... Avancer vers le chalet.
A warning before she will. Yeah. Did you just? No, I did. Just ignore this.
Entrer dans le chalet.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight at the only furniture.
Ah oui, je crois qu'on le prend obligatoirement. Est-ce qu'on prend l'arme? Bah non, on prend pas l'arme là. Là, ils nous disent pas de pas prendre l'arme. Euh... Euh... Ouais, vaut mieux prendre... Vaut mieux prendre le couteau. On prend la lame.
You take the blade from the table. Good idea.
Ok, allons-y. Descendons.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. Of her voice.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Are we not? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you. Should we be worried about the... Why would you be... Have you noticed the empty chain?
What an interesting development.
Alors. S'asseoir avec elle.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
Alors.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Ok.
You do as she asks and sit on
Je
the
m'exécute.
floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Alors, que veut dire? Je suis déjà venu ici. Est-ce que je suis le seul à m'en souvenir? Il passait après avoir cette autre chaîne accrochée au mur et que je fasse. Alors ça. Que voulez-vous que je fasse?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous.
but she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Oh please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
Ça m'étonnerait. Ça va être difficile de nous tuer à 2 bras en moins. Hein.
What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Alors... Et du coup... Bien, je vous fais confiance.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
Do you think this will work? Interesting that you're only having us remain in place. It's almost like there are very real limits to your power.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The world ends if we fail, right? Her killing us might not be our only failure state, if you catch my meaning.
I don't know where you're going with this. Could you explain? Yes, explain it.
Sure, I'm insinuating that we could kill ourselves. Ruin this whole thing.
You wouldn't.
I'm not afraid of dying. Are you?
A little. You got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat. What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
No!
Ah là, il n'y a pas de choix précis à faire. On regarde. Je sens qu'il faut regarder. Désolé, hein, attention, ça va être un peu dégueu, je pense. Sinon, je pense qu'on va pas avoir certaines images. À moins que... Attendez. Là, on est plutôt ici. Souvenir. Prisonnière, c'est... ça. Alors, et si on lui donnait notre arme, qu'est-ce qui pourrait mal tourner? Elle est enfermée. Libérez-la. Livrez-vous à un violent affrontement. Livrez-vous à un violent affrontement. Tuez-la. Recevez la preuve irréfutable des intentions malveillantes de la princesse. Voilà donc. Ok. Vaut mieux regarder, je pense. Hop. On regarde.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back.
Alors ça marche pas comme ça.
The princess's eyes stare up at you, dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Huh.
Waouh.
So I guess that's it. What a way to go. But she is gone, isn't she?
I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward. I don't have an angle. I'm just looking forward to putting all this behind us. I'm sure you can understand that.
Look, I'm just not ready to put my guard down. It's best to keep sharp. She wouldn't have done all that without some kind of a reason. She's left us with this dangling thread, and I need to know why.
You're just wasting your energy. The danger has passed, and now we can all relax and enjoy your reward.
Ah oui, donc du coup c'était emmener la princesse avec nous, hein, si je dis pas de bêtises. On emmène la princesse avec nous.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already... over? Is he gone?
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Fallait peut-être pas partir avec elle. Mais au moins on a eu une autre fin, on va dire.
She's gone. And is that a...
Hop là.
This...
You're right. Part of me wants the
On va voir la fin qu'on a eue. Ah là là là. Allons-y. On approche.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality whenever you are.
Hop là. Hop. Ok.
I will long for your. We will meet again.
Ah oui, c'était pas la bonne. C'était pas la bonne. Mais on en a eu une autre. C'est super. Alors, parce qu'à la base, en fait, du coup, peut-être en ne la prenant pas avec nous, ça doit être ça. Je vais essayer de refaire tout ce que je viens de faire. Pour, du coup, la prendre avec nous. Enfin, ne pas la prendre justement avec nous. Et peut-être qu'ainsi on aura le truc. Si ça marche pas, faudra faire une autre fin. Parce qu'il y a peut-être des moments où le jeu va dire ah bah non, tu peux pas faire ça, etc. Parce qu'on a du coup déjà fait une fin qui s'apparente à ça. En tout cas, ok. Pouf.
You're on a path.
On va re-sauvegarder. Paf, 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 paf. Oui. Voilà. Hop.
You're here to slay her.
Alors on va faire une petite pause quand même avant. Voilà. On va réessayer d'avoir la fin que j'essaie d'avoir. Et si ça marche pas, bah on essaiera d'en avoir une autre. Après tout. Après tout. Pourquoi pas. Voilà, voilà. Alors. Déjà, je resave, au cas où. On ne sait jamais. Je préfère. Ensuite. On est du coup... On va retenter le coup d'atteindre justement la... D'atteindre ce truc-là. Donc, alors... On avance vers le chalet. On entre dans le chalet. On prend la lame.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult.
On descend. On continue de descendre.
You're still listening to reason.
Hop. On va encore la main et avancer.
You step forward.
On lâche l'arme.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with
On a
an
discuté.
Oh,
On examine les chaînes.
Oh, you
Ensuite, on redescend. Voilà. On sauve la princesse.
against your better judgment. You place the
Là, la question c'est est-ce qu'on va pouvoir justement résister? Oui, on peut résister. L'avertir.
Stop that.
Ah, on peut pas résister par contre. Ça c'est chiant. Je crois qu'en fait dans une partie, en fait en gros dans une partie on peut faire synchrone. Mais je crois qu'il faut faire synchrone dans des chapitres 2 différents. Voilà. Résister nous donne la possibilité d'être du coup dans la partie prisonnier, etc., etc., etc. Donc du coup, ça vient un petit peu embêter. Ce qui fait que on ne peut pas faire le second chapitre prisonnier. On peut pas faire non plus le second chapitre beast. Donc il va falloir trouver quelque chose d'autre. En tout cas, moi c'est ce que je comprends. À chaque fois, il y a des moments où justement on est un peu bloqué comme ça. C'est pour pas qu'on refasse des fins qu'on a déjà faites. Et donc il nous bloque en fait des chapitres. Et c'est relou, ouais. C'est un peu relou. C'est dommage. Sinon, je pense que vraiment en fait, la fin que je souhaitais faire, c'était... Et donc du coup, pour atteindre le 3e chapitre de la cage, il fallait en fait tout simplement ne pas prendre la tête. En tous les cas, on a une fin qu'on n'avait pas, donc c'est cool. Mais ça a l'air d'être ça. Du coup, qu'est-ce qu'on peut avoir? Ah ah. Ouais. Ouais, c'est un peu chiant, mais c'est ouais pour toujours varier en fait les différentes fins et toujours te faire faire différentes choses. Bah, c'est surtout qu'aussi, encore, si les chemins étaient bloqués quand tu les as vraiment fait, que t'as fait la fin, etc., que t'as pas besoin d'y revenir, ça serait cool, mais là c'est pas forcément le cas, quoi. C'est juste vraiment pour la partie en question. Pour les 5 runs qu'on fait là, les runs précédents, du coup, nous bloquent un chapitre. Ouais. C'est embêtant. Euh... Alors... Ça c'est ok, mais... Comment j'atteins cette... Alors là, j'essaie d'atteindre du coup un autre truc. La question c'est comment on l'atteint. euh... Il faut que je lise au tout, visiblement. Ça va être sympa. En gros, le trophée, là, c'est un Rise Heart. Donc, faut l'amener... faut lui amener un moment de clarité. Enfin, de clarté, je pense que c'est ça. Et en gros... C'est... on a l'apothéose. La princesse et le dragon, la colère... C'est ça. Mieux vaut affronter vos cauchemars que les laisser répandre la terreur sur le monde. Quel second chapitre pourrait permettre d'arriver justement à... ici? Mhm. Le problème, c'est vraiment... Alors... on a des guides. Et les guides sont, d'une certaine manière, sympathiques. Mais ils sont pas non plus... ultra explicites. Oh là là. Oh... Je crois que j'ai trouvé un tableau. Alors le tableau, c'est le bordel. Le tableau, c'est le bordel. Alors... D'accord, alors je crois comprendre. Le début, il est là. Donc on a du coup les premières branches. Les premières branches ici. Oh, c'est le bordel. C'est le bordel. Ah non, mais j'étais bien là, c'est un bon truc. Ah, elle est beaucoup plus nette. Donc ouais, on commence en fait à la princesse. Euh... Je vais essayer de vous la montrer. L'image quand même. Euh... Je vais la mettre là. Paf. Du coup, l'image en question. Paf. Image. Euh... Hop là. Ok. Ok. Hop là. Là. Voilà. Alors, voici le plan. En gros, alors vous voyez pas ma souris, donc vous pouvez pas voir ce que je pointe, mais en gros, le point de départ, ça a l'air d'être la princesse. Donc c'est-à-dire vous avez du coup le petit carré au milieu avec écrit du coup à gauche non armé et à droite armé, et juste au-dessus il y a princesse. C'est le point de départ. Et donc en gros, si vous êtes vers le haut, c'est on se barre et on fait du coup la fin de l'étranger, enfin de l'inconnu. Voilà, ce qu'on a déjà fait tout à l'heure d'ailleurs. Et en bas, du coup, après, vous avez du coup les différents choix. Et c'est ces différents choix qui vont du coup déterminer dans quelle branche faut aller, etc. Ça va être vachement pratique pour déterminer où est-ce qu'on va et quel chapitre il faut utiliser. Du coup, visiblement, pour le moment de clarté, il faut aller à cauchemar. Cauchemar, c'est derrière le spectre. Le cauchemar. Ok, alors allons au cauchemar. C'est pas celui-là. Ça. Ok. Il y a d'avoir plusieurs moyens d'y aller. Est-ce que par hasard, il y a un moyen qui permettrait d'avoir ça? On y est déjà allé au cauchemar. On y est déjà allé au cauchemar. Non, on n'a pas été dedans. Je crois que c'est un des moments où on a fait des seconds chapitres sans faire le second chapitre, en se barrant. Donc ce qu'il faut faire, dans tous les cas là, ça va être de... Non, je veux pas écraser. Charger. Let's go.
You're here to slay her.
On va aller au chalet.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
Hop là, faut prendre la lame dans tous les cas. Alors, je regarde. Non, on va plutôt faire le premier. On va prendre l'arme.
You take the blade.
On descend. Continuer.
Good. You're still
Let's
listening
go.
to reason.
Et ça, on
You
avance.
step forward. Your grip on
On lâche l'arme.
the blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
On a assez discuté.
You
Sans faire ici un moment le... Ah, on peut faire ça. Let's go.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is
One way or... And if you do... I can promise that...
you.
Non, j'ai fait mon choix. Moi, j'ai pris ma décision. Let's go.
I know you. It's a chance we'll have to take.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back.
It won't be long before...
Slip these chat. Either way, she'd.
Non.
You'll be
Ah, c'est
the
bon.
death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door. Okay. You settle in again. It isn't long before
I know you're It's not like this little door.
she sounds as she
When I
vibrates.
get out of here, you don't know the
It doesn't. No.
Il me semble qu'on l'a déjà fait ça. Après, il n'y a plus de suite. Dans tous les cas, qu'importe les choix qu'on va faire après, ça ne va pas déterminer... Est-ce que par hasard, il y a une fin potentiellement au chapitre 1 qu'on peut peut-être avoir comme ça? Ça a pas l'air comme ça. En tout ce temps, vous jouez la comédie, n'est-ce pas? Vous n'êtes ni innocente ni offensive, vous n'êtes même pas une princesse. Non, on va l'ignorer, puis...
Ignore her. Maybe you put the princess's threats out of your mind. You jolt. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet. It isn't all at once. Whose side are you on? Yours, of
So helpless.
She
On a
steps
déjà vu
forward.
ça.
Maybe. What a shit.
Your lung.
I'd say better luck next time.
It can't be. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark.
C'est bon. Le cauchemar. Maintenant, on est au chapitre 2, le cauchemar.
Path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end
Alors.
of the world.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a marqué ici? Alors, ce chapitre n'est pas très complexe, mais il offre quelques options intéressantes. Vous êtes rejoint par la paranoïa et vous pouvez soit libérer la princesse, soit la transformer en... moment de clarté. Ok. Ok. Ouais, du coup... Stay or... Fly. Stay or fly. Ah, il y a des fins en plus, il y a des chapitres qu'on peut atteindre de deux branches différentes. C'est un délire. Alors... Ah, là, il nous donne... Nous, on va prendre ça. C'est ça qui nous intéresse. Copier... C'est en anglais, donc évidemment... Pour être sûr, je préfère traduire. Alors... non, n'a pas d'importance. Ok. Allons-y. Allons vers le chalet.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. I don't think lying and it doesn't matter.
On entre dans le chalet. Alors là, avoir la lame ou pas n'a pas d'importance. Donc on va rentrer dans le sous-sol.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its
Il y a
side.
des
in the
petits
corner of the
fantômes qui
room.
regardent à la fenêtre.
A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
On va descendre.
We should have taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper. You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
More eyes, too. You never mentioned the eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back? She must have you confused with someone else. You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
Ah. Normalement, il faut courir. Ouais, nous n'avons pas besoin d'élaborer une stratégie, je vais tout simplement la tuer. Le narrateur a l'air de penser que je peux y arriver. Pourquoi êtes-vous aussi pessimistes tous les deux? Vu où on en est, je pense que le mieux c'est de save. Tout de même. Paf. On va save là. Au cas où. Alors. Allons-y, descendons.
Make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways.
Mince. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Et pub.
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just...
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Qu'il manque un truc. Après, il y avait qu'un seul, il y a qu'un seul cheminement pour le moment de clarté visiblement. Non, mais après ça se trouve en fait, il faut juste trouver en fait la princesse. Ouais, à gauche.
You turn to the left. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Nerves. Heart. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. You sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath. Nerves.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you?
Liver. Nerves.
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
Lungs. Liver. Nerves. Heart. She isn't attacking us. Liver. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Heart. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. The way out of here is nowhere to be seen. That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is because fighting her isn't. Then you should get looking, shouldn't you? Nerves, heart, lungs,
Alors,
liver,
explorer.
nerves, heart, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
Ah, est-ce qu'il y a un autre truc comme ça?
liver,
J'ai l'impression que j'ai fait les choses d'une manière différente.
lungs, liver, nerves, heart, liver, nerves, heart,
Ah, on peut courir.
liver,
On peut courir. Est-ce qu'on court?
lungs, liver,
Attendez.
nerves, heart, lungs,
Parce que là, ça me semble bien être run.
heart,
Parce que après, dans les faits...
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
On court.
You turn and run, doing your best to put one useless leg in front of the other.
You poor, poor thing.
Liver,
Wrong choice.
heart. You get nowhere before the princess is in front of you once again. Heart, lungs,
You're always going to be a coward.
nerves, heart. She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you. Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment, gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
You can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
Mais il ne vous répond pas.
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Votre corps est mort, mais vous continuez de vivre. Ah, c'est bon. On a atteint la bonne fin là cette fois. Ah oui.
You're on a path in the...
Shit. What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing?
You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out. No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her. Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything. No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever. I think. We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere. There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us? To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love. Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us. This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
Alors, combien de fois vous êtes venu? Et si on ne va pas jusqu'au chalet? Ils sont tous
Of
bizarres.
course we're wrong. She's the only thing that's right. Yes, obviously they're all wrong. What are you going to do about it?
Mais pour revenir à sa question de tout à l'heure, combien de fois êtes-vous venu ici?
Many times. It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, we just have to do what she says and then everything will be fine. It won't. It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine, it just goes on and on.
Mais enfin, c'est ridicule, je ne me souviens pas être venu ici. Je me souviens être venu ici que 2 fois. Et je me rappelle pas avoir déjà rencontré certains d'entre vous. Est-ce que j'étais là? Quelqu'un d'autre prenait-il les décisions à ma place?
What does here even mean if you really think about it? Shut up. You were here.
Every single time.
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order. And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged.
You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget. I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
Ok. Si je ne me rappelle pas avoir fait quelque chose, c'était certainement pas moi aux commandes. Vous comprenez ce qu'il raconte?
Something worth making sense of. They're clearly all traumatized. And yet, you aren't. We break apart, and you stay the same. Yeah, what's your secret? Why can you break the rules when we can't? Don't think about that too hard. All it will do is weaken your resolve and make it that much harder for you to slay her.
Maybe you're shattered in your own way.
Are you your memories? Or are you the one perceiving the present moment? Ugh, here you go philosophizing again. It never goes anywhere. Yes, this is far from the first time you've asked us about consciousness. Who am I? What am I? What is I? Who even cares? They're good questions, great questions even, but they don't have any answers. And they all just end in quivering torment. It doesn't matter what we do because we always find her, and if we don't find her, she always finds us.
And then she smashes us into smaller pieces. If you all just stopped feeling, we could have been done with this ages ago.
Your thoughts are far too scattered to rein back in. Your only option is to silence them.
Ouais. Et si on ne va pas jusqu'au chalet?
Tried that. It doesn't work. Our hearts always brought us back to her. The deck is stacked. So many paths, and they're all circles.
Ok, j'ai l'impression que ma tête va exploser. Je ne sais pas si je vais y arriver. Je ne sais pas si je peux l'oxyre.
I don't care how you feel. You have to slay her. You have to pull yourself together. You have to snap out of it.
You're lucky you haven't been stuck here like the rest of them. There's no other way to keep going. You either need to forget, or you need to stop feeling much of anything. They can't do either.
He's not wrong. He's the only smart one left, if you ask me.
He's worse than her.
Ok, avançons jusqu'au chalet.
Slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill. No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there. Don't ask him about the mirror. He always says he never sees it. He always lies. And he always makes it gone. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do. She's still here, buried deep inside the earth.
Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the others. It's why you always lose. They've been hurt too
Merde,
much.
j'ai pas vu.
It's why they are the way they are.
Exactly. They are delusions, and all that catering to them will do is drag you down to their level. You have to keep moving. Or you could just give up.
S'approcher du miroir.
You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin. The cabin that isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces.
She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free.
It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it.
Just do something. It doesn't matter what.
Proceed. Proceed to
Merde, putain,
I'm afraid
les
you're
dialogues ils arrivent trop tard à chaque fois.
specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them.
And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her.
The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure they're in. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. It's the only way forward.
Ok, on apprend.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep. Deep in the bowels of the earth, you see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's she's watching us. She never stops watching us.
There you are. My toy has finally come to finish his job.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
You dragged this out for so much longer than you had to.
And closer.
But it was always just a matter of time.
And closer.
You are going to have to stop running eventually.
And closer.
Everything stops running eventually. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. And what's left is for you to take my hand and let me out. It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you'll get to be there too. A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything. Now don't pose. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand.
Alors, on a que... lui prendre la main et lui rendre sa liberté. On n'a pas le choix.
Extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next. I didn't
think I'd be so tired.
La princesse, elle est à bout de force.
Why is it so cold?
Et voilà, une autre fin. Trop cool. Franchement, elle était pas mal, cette fin-là. L'occasion de répondre et vous ne l'aurez jamais. Il est temps de partir.
She's gone.
Pourquoi les écritures étaient à gauche?
Yeah. That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away just like her. Maybe it won't be gone. Things are doesn't seem like there's much else to.
Finally, we can.
Oh, will you stop with this?
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
Yeah. I think I'd like that.
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Faut faire gaffe, il y a des fins. Faut faire gaffe à quelle fin on a en plus. En gros, il y a une fin, hein, pas une fin de run, une fin où l'objectif c'est à chaque fois qu'on se retrouve devant le miroir, dire aux voix visiblement qu'elles vont mourir et aller au miroir. Voilà.
I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
Vous tentez la main dans la science absolue, les voix ont à nouveau disparu. Le miroir les force toujours à partir, mais vous devez voir ce qui se trouve à l'intérieur. Vous avez fondu. Retrouvez à nouveau au cœur. Avancez vers le chalet. Vous êtes au chalet.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. All of me.
Allez, on redescend. Je suis prêt à y retourner.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Et bim. Alors, est-ce que c'est bien celui-là du coup? Est-ce qu'on a eu une autre fin? Non, c'est bien celui-là, c'est cool. Let's go. Alors. Maintenant. Ça doit être ça. Pour avoir celle-là. Faut aller Ah ah. Est-ce que c'est ça du coup? Ok, c'est bon, je vois laquelle c'est. Bon, le truc c'est que... Ouais... Euh... hmm. Il y a un autre chapitre à voir par là. D'accord. Ouais, bon après... En gros, pour atteindre ceci, on est bien. Let's go.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to...
Alors, déjà souvenir. Il n'y a pas eu d'autres là. Mais là on a eu plusieurs de celui-là. C'est cool. Ah, il nous reste... Comment ça, il nous en reste un ici? Ok. Va falloir visiblement faire un autre truc. Alors... C'est reparti. On avance dans le chalet.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find a warning. She will lie. We're not gonna go... Ignore him.
Let's go. On descend. Je viens vous sauver.
How many times do I have to tell you how
Wait, really? Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
I hope you brought something to deal.
Don't do it. If she gets out,
Ok. Alors. Je vais voir ce que je peux faire.
you're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
Ah bah on les a... Tout passe. Je vais voir là-haut.
Okay.
On redescend.
You make your way to the...
Sauver la princesse.
Fine. Against your better judge, you cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it her limb. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole. No, she didn't. She smiled. How is she still smiling?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Let's go.
No, we won't have any of that. As the princess approach. Wait, this is. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Donc là, il faut la prévenir.
Stop that. Your body lunges forward, but the princess dodges, stumbling back. Stop it.
Et résister.
The blade. Move the. As your body remains.
We both know this.
She nervously reaches.
I'm sorry.
She plunges it into your chest.
Oh no.
Stay strong. For her sake. Whatever.
On a déjà été dans ce chapitre-là, hein, donc c'est pour ça que je passe.
Apparently not.
I'm so sorry.
With it can't just end like. Oh, that's everything goes dark. And you.
Voilà, la demoiselle.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alors, du coup... Copier. Hop, maintenant... On va... avancer vers le chalet.
A warning. She will lie. If only you knew what you'd... Forget he said. But he is a villain. Last... I think he just... I do. Sure. Don't pay that.
On a déjà vu ça. Let's go.
The interior... The blade.
Alors... Entrer au sous-sol.
The door to the basement creaks open. But it's still a soft voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even... Okay, we don't even... Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. You walk down the stairs.
Let's go.
And lock eyes with the princess. My love! We're here to rescue your... You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my word. Oh, your spirit's plenty...
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you? That, well, she. Only because he made us try. And you've died, but we damned a whole... Nothing reset.
Alors... Maintenant, faut faire sauver la princesse.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity?
On la sauve.
To unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck.
Alors c'est une fin où justement faut avoir la... Enfin, d'après la traduction, faut avoir la demoiselle déconstruite. Donc du coup, il va y avoir des changements par rapport à la fin qu'on a déjà faite
Don't you see how dainty her hands are?
lors du premier stream.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
I think I'd rather believe in facts. Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll... You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if... You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it, but I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
Alors, qu'est-ce que vous voulez faire?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do? I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to...
Alors, il va y avoir quelque chose de mieux, donc ouais, il y a forcément quelque chose dont vous avez envie.
I just want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
Mais qu'est-ce qui vous rendrait heureuse, vous?
I just want to make you happy.
Donc voilà, ça c'est la princesse déconstruite.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Alors, on verra à peine de se rencontrer, votre bonheur de... Non. Ok, alors il se passe que je dois ici, ça vérifie, et si... Attendez, on va faire une save, parce que j'ai pas confiance. Hop là. Ouais, c'est ça. Hop là.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
Oh. Voilà.
No. She's gone. And is that
Hop là.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for
Let's go. On est au chalet.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Hop là. Je suis prêt.
The next I will be here.
Bim. Voilà. Playable art. Ça avance, hein. Petit à petit, mais ça avance. Alors, pour le coup, la fin suivante... De toute façon, je vais devoir arrêter. Donc voilà, mais la fin d'après, sur la liste... Ça va être compliqué. On va, mais en fait, il ne reste pas tant que ça, finalement. Il en reste quand même encore pas mal, hein, des fins de run à faire, mais il ne reste pas tant de ça. Après, le principal objectif, une fois qu'on aura fini toutes les fins de run, ça sera de faire tout ce qu'il faut pour avoir tous les trucs de la galerie, tout ça, tout ça. Mais ouais, non, c'est bien. Après, le prochain stream de Slay the Princess, je sais pas quand est-ce qu'on le fera. Parce qu'en gros, on va sortir de la période Halloween, tout simplement. Et du coup, vendredi, on va commencer un autre jeu, et samedi aussi. Donc je sais pas. On va voir. Le jeu qu'on va commencer vendredi, il est pas si long que ça, donc il y a moyen peut-être qu'on revienne dessus après, à moins qu'on fasse autre chose, je sais pas trop. On va voir ça. Honnêtement, on va voir ça, on va voir comment ça va se débrouiller. Mais en tout cas, voilà, on avance.
you're on a path?
Hop là, on va sauvegarder du coup. Hop, sauvegarde là. Voilà, comme ça, on est bien. Ça, je saurai lequel prendre vraiment. Ok, super.
You're here to
On va le bloquer comme ça. Alors, c'était pas mal. Franchement, les fins qu'on avait pu, enfin les fins de run qu'on a pu voir étaient cool. Comme j'ai dit, je sais pas trop exactement quand est-ce qu'on refera un stream dessus. Pas parce que c'est pas bien, hein, mais disons qu'on a d'autres jeux à faire un petit peu, donc on va voir un petit peu pour les autres jeux et on verra si on continue après ou si on continue une fois de temps en temps quand on aura le temps. Genre peut-être faire une fin de run ou un truc comme ça. On va voir comment on va se débrouiller. Après, on va voir tout ça. On va voir tout ça. Peut-être qu'on en refera après avoir fini le jeu, qu'on commencera vendredi si on a le temps. Mais pas sûr. Sinon, peut-être pourquoi pas le faire demain. Parce que du coup, demain après-midi et demain soir, je stream. On va commencer par terminer Silent Hill 2 Remaster. Parce qu'on est vraiment pas loin de la fin. Et après, il y a du coup un choix à faire. Donc soit on continue Slay the Princess, on essaye d'avancer un petit peu dans les différentes fins, etc. Ou alors on fait du Resident Evil 7. Ou alors on fait du Yuoni, petit jeu horreur japonais, petit jeu horreur indé que j'ai encore jamais lancé, donc ça peut être sympa comme ça peut être pas terrible, je sais pas. Ou alors faire Silent Hill 3, puisque après tout j'ai la compilation de Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, donc on peut faire Silent Hill 3 juste après. Ou alors faire Dead Space. Ou alors faire Man of Medan. Voilà, Dark Picture, Man of Medan. Je ne sais pas. C'est comme vous voulez. Vous me dites. Voilà, vous pouvez me le dire là, vous pouvez me le dire après, une fois qu'on aura fini Silent Hill 2. Donc voilà, vous pouvez choisir, c'est à vous de décider. Sachant que je pense... Dead Space... Ouais, le remake. Le remake. Le jeu de base, je l'ai sur PC, mais enfin, c'est une galère. Enfin, après, j'ai pas essayé de le faire tourner sur mon PC portable, mais je me souviens que c'est une galère à faire tourner. Il y a des petits soucis, tout ça. Donc ouais, le remake. Grâce au PS Plus. Donc voilà, parmi ces jeux-là, vous avez la possibilité de choisir. En tout cas, de m'aider à choisir, surtout. Donc s'il y a un des jeux qui vous intéresse le plus à voir. Sachant que c'est peut-être pas forcément un jeu qu'on va finir. Ça dépendra évidemment combien de temps le jeu dure et tout ça. Mais vu que à partir de vendredi on commence d'autres jeux, donc voilà. On essaiera de commencer le stream assez tôt demain. Enfin dans l'après-midi du coup. Et puis on streamera demain soir. Enfin, le stream de demain soir, pour le coup, ça dépendra essentiellement si niveau santé ça va. Parce que hier ça allait super. Voilà, j'avais pas trop de problèmes, j'avais pas trop l'impression d'être malade et tout ça, y a pas de soucis. Là, ce matin, j'ai fait tout le stream avec... Comme si j'avais une barre au niveau du front. Bref, ça va dépendre comment ça va avancer. C'est un peu... Ça peut être... Ça peut aller bien, comme ça peut ne pas aller bien. Je ne sais pas trop, ça va voir. Donc voilà, donc je répète, hein, soit on continue Slay the Princess, soit on fait du coup Resident Evil 7, Yoni, Dead Space, Silent Hill 3 ou Man of Madden. Vous pouvez choisir. On verra du coup qu'est-ce qu'on commencera. Sachant qu'il y a des jeux, je pense qu'on arrivera potentiellement à les finir. Entre autres, Man of Madden, j'ai vu que c'était pas très long si on... Ça pouvait ne pas être très long. Mais aussi, du coup, Silent Hill 3, justement, a pas l'air d'être très 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 long. Pour Dead Space, je sais pas trop combien de temps ça dure. On va voir vite fait, tiens, sur... Ah, ok, j'ai pas le truc, mais bon. Alors, où long to beat? Dead Space. Combien de temps Dead Space? 12 heures. Ouais, ça va être compliqué de le finir en une journée, mais... Ok. Sinon on a... Alors... Resident Evil 7. Ah, 9 heures. Plus court. Sinon, après... Est-ce qu'il y a le Long to Beat pour ça? Ah oui. Et il y en a deux? En 3 heures, c'est fini le... Après, c'est une moyenne, hein. Évidemment, à chaque fois, c'est une moyenne sur Long Tweet, mais... Ok. Donc du coup, on aura le temps. Peut-être même qu'on fera 2 autres jeux après. Ça dépendra du jeu, du coup, qu'on choisira, on verra bien. Donc, demain après-midi, on commence avec Silent Hill 2. Et après, on voit ce qu'on fait et tout ça. N'hésitez pas à me dire, du coup. Le soir, ça va dépendre si je suis en forme. Si je suis en forme, on streamera le soir et on continuera le jeu qu'on aura fait l'après-midi. Ou alors on fera un autre jeu si on a le temps. Et puis voilà. Et vendredi, on commence un nouveau jeu. Et samedi, on commence un autre nouveau jeu. Ça va être sympa. Donc, on va dire déjà au revoir à YouTube. Salut YouTube, à la prochaine. N'hésitez pas d'ailleurs à vous abonner à la chaîne YouTube des VOD pour pouvoir attraper les streams que vous aurez ratés. Et à suivre la chaîne Twitch pour suivre les streams en direct. Et c'est YouTube.